Hello, hello, hello. I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. I had to work kind of later tonight, so you know what's so funny? The one week I found a rundown of all the games, and it was super clear and well written. I've not been able to find that website again. And so I was like, I have to hurry up and go shoot this if I want to get it loaded up today. And I went to, I think it was Fox Sports page. No, it's NFL Nation ESPN. And I just was like, okay, this looks like a rundown. Click print. And it did that thing where it's going, I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And so I have here printed like 100 pages. So we're not going to read all that, but we'll go through and maybe we'll do the picks first, and then we can go back and kind of read through if we want to, because it would take too long to go through all that. So here's the week 14 pick sheet. We'll put that aside. We'll do we'll check these games and see. You know, I thought at the beginning here they had a list with all of the games, who won and who lost. And they do not. Why not? All right, well, we have this, I guess. Okay, let's see what we have. I was taking a sniff of this glue. Is that weird? I don't know. You'd have to sniff a lot to get high, wouldn't you? I just like the way it smells. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers. Where are you? You there? Ooh, I got that one right, guys. I still haven't fixed my printer ribbon. Minnesota beat Arizona. I did not get that one correct. There's a Viking. Let's go. I did a video on that if you're curious on the Vikings. Uh-oh, who won this one? They didn't tell us. Nope. Wait, why don't they? Oh, I see. It was the Vikings against the Cardinals. Okay. Yeah. All right. Indianapolis beat New England by 1 point. Oh, baby. Okay. Oh, is this the game where one of the coaches was fired? Or no? Patriots. Okay. LA Chargers beat Atlanta. Man, I didn't get that one right either. Oh, my printer is dying. Kansas City 19, Las Vegas 17. Kansas City, here we come. I did not get that one either. Chiefs, Raiders. Oh, I'm not going to be able to read that. Blank piece of paper. Green Bay 30, Miami 17. Got it. Packers. Next game, Lions. Oh boy. Dallas 27, Giants 20. Didn't get that one either. I don't think I did very good picks this week. Nope. That one. Detroit 23, Chicago 20. I watched that game. That's a good game. Very exciting. It's the Lions and the Bears. Don't tell me we don't have all the games here. Those dirty dogs. What the heck? Oh, Well, we'll never know. We'll never know. I'm trying to think if I watched any of these. Wait, didn't we see Denver? Am I crazy? Oh well. Oh well. Perfectionism is not my thing. Alright, let's see here. Let's get our picks done. Are there any buys? Buys Denver. Ooh. Okay, we gotta pull out some teams, guys. Indianapolis. The Ravens have a bye. The Colts have a bye. The Broncos, yeah, they have a bye. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Houston Texans, did I already see them? Yeah, you're there. Texans have a bye. And who else? Who am I missing? The Patriots. Where are they? Patriots. There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who am I missing? Wait a minute. Patriots? Oh, the Commanders. There they are. Commanders. Okay. These are our bye week teams. The Ravens, the Colts, Broncos, Texans, Commanders, and the Patriots. Okay. So are you guys watching that HBO Hard Knocks? I think I'll start tonight. So I haven't seen an episode yet, but one of my sons asked for my username and password. And he watched it last night. But he didn't really tell me anything about it, so I don't know. Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. I feel like it'll be exciting because what they're doing is following the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, the Steelers in real time, which must be a editing nightmare. I can't even imagine. But I feel like that'll make it very exciting when it gets to right now, really. What am I doing? Dallas. Okay. Dallas plays on Monday, December 9th at 8:15 p.m. against Cincinnati. The Kansas City Chiefs play the LA Chargers on, did I say on Sunday at 8:20? Did I say Monday? The Dallas-Cincinnati game is Monday at 8:15. I may have accidentally said Sunday. LA Chargers, Kansas City is Sunday at 8:20. Okay. What's the big matchup? What's the exciting game this week? The Vikings, Minnesota plays Atlanta at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I don't usually pick the Vikings. There we go. Okay. I can't. The 49ers play Chicago Bears at 4:25 on Sunday. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm speaking into the microphone. Hold on. Sorry, this might hurt your ears. The whole thing was falling down. I didn't realize it. Sorry about that. is so cold here, like really, really cold. And normally I get bundled up and go walking and do all my stuff. The New York Giants. But I have twice gotten bundled up, stepped outside to go out, exercise, and I'm like, nope, it's too cold. And I turned around, came back in, took a hot shower, put on my jammies, and called it. I think it's because my studio where I work is my garage. And I've insulated the outer walls, but it still has like a garage door I had put insulation on it, but I wanted to be able to open it up in the summer, so I ripped all the insulation off. So now it's just stinking cold. We did put a heat vent into it, but it's still cold. Steelers. So I think because I'm like cold all day, it's hard to want to go out in the extra, extra cold. Like when I get really cold, my hands, my fingers shrink, and they've shrunk so much that this ring, which is sometimes in the summer tight, will fall right off my hand. Like, it's crazy. Sorry if that woke you up. I'm super distracted today. LA Chargers. LA Chargers. Where are ya? Oh, they're already losing to Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry, guys. I have a blue spruce that I planted out in the backyard probably 5 years ago. And I planted it specifically the Buffalo Bills. Here they are. The Buffalo Bills play the LA Rams at 4:25 on Sunday. I planted this tree in this exact location where from the street people can see it, and from my plate glass window in the back I can see it. The Green Bay Packers. Whoops. Beating Detroit. Okay, we'll see about that. I don't know about that one. Green Bay at Detroit at 8:15 on Thursday, tomorrow night. So I can see this tree, and I put the big 1970s style Christmas bulbs on it, and when it snows, it glows off the snow. It's so cool. Philadelphia Eagles, and usually I put those lights on. Okay, Philadelphia Eagles play Carolina at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Usually I put those lights on by the end of November, but I haven't done it yet, and now it's stinking cold, and I don't feel like doing it. So I'm hoping for a warm day, or that I get tougher. Seahawks. Seattle. Seahawks, where is Seattle? Seattle, here it is. Seattle at Arizona at 4:05 on Sunday. Okay. Oops, I can't get one. The Atlanta Falcons. Nope, they're already losing to the Vikings. Hold on. Let me shake these all in there more. The Panthers. I never know. Jacksonville Panthers? Is that right? It's got to be right. Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. No, Jacksonville Jaguars. Hold on. My brain's doing something again. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dallas, Chicago, LA. No. Las Vegas. Hold on. Carolina. Carolina. Okay, they're already losing to the Eagles. Why? You guys literally, I have a lock in my brain. It won't, it's the weirdest thing. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Week after week. LA Rams. You know, you'd think I'd write a note to myself and put it here. I guess every week I think, now I got it. All right, LA Rams, right? Chargers, Rams, losing to Buffalo, Bills. Oops. Or I could make it so they're all the names of the city. I don't know why I do the opposite. I guess just to challenge my little shrinking brain. Detroit is losing to the Packers. LOL. Okay. Browns. Cleveland, right? They're losing to the Steelers. Wait, didn't they just play? Or they played the Bengals? No, they just played the Browns, right? Saints, New Orleans. Where are you, New Orleans? Losing to the Giants. Have we already got all the games here? Hold on. That one? Oh, no, we haven't done Jacksonville and Tennessee. Oh, my gosh. I can't get my hand in there. That's why I'm getting confused. Jacksonville Jaguars. Oops. Oh, I dropped one. Hold on. We're going to do both of these because I dropped one, but this one first. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. They are beating Las Vegas Raiders at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And the Cincinnati Bengals are already losing to Dallas Cowboys. Okay. And we've got, the Jaguars. Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars play Tennessee Titans at 1 o'clock on Sunday, and they're, according to my very accurate prediction, will win. Okay. Miami Dolphins beating the New York Jets at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Okay. Is that all the games? Yes, 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 yes. Yep, that's all of them. So what's left in our bag? The Raiders, Buccaneers, the Jets and Dolphins, the Cardinals, and Seahawks, the Tennessee Titans, and there we go. All right, guys. Week 14 picks. Oops. I don't really understand why this didn't have all the games in it. Was it dated before? Yeah, look, it was from before Monday. Stupid. Steelers. Did the Steelers fix their offensive woes? After weeks of boomer bust offense, quarterback quarterbacked by Russell Wilson, offensive coordinator Arthur Smith opted for a safer, more efficient scheme predicted on establishing the run and a quick passing game, and it worked. With well-executed screens and early Najee Harris touches, plus a handful of Wilson's moon balls. What's a moon ball? Is that like way up high? Is that what it is? The Steelers found an offensive balance that had long escaped them. But will it stick? Next week's rematch with the Browns, who held the Steelers to 19 points in Week 12, will be a crucial measuring stick. What we learned about the quarterback: Wilson can adjust to the game plan. He wants to air it out, but he averaged 3.2 air yards per attempt in the first half. Okay. Describe the game in 2 words. All gas. It says 2 words, and then he does, but then he writes a whole sentence to back it up. Not only did the offense move the ball at will, but the Steelers' defense forced 3 turnovers, including a fourth quarter scoop and score by second-year pass rusher Nick Herbig. Next game versus Browns. The Bengals. Is it time to shift to developmental mode? Fire up those mock drafts at 4-8. The Bengals' playoff hopes are at 4.9%, according to ESPN. And after quarterback Joe Burrow said he didn't want to consider the outlook for 2025 and beyond until later in the season, that might be the best use of the team's time for the remaining 5 games of the regular season. Sunday's loss punctuates a disappointing year for the team that started the season with Super Bowl aspirations. How come they didn't do the 2-word thing here? Biggest hole in the game, zone offense. Okay, Vikings. What happened to the Vikings offense? It asks. Minnesota didn't cross the 100-yard mark on offense until late in the third quarter and finished with 272 yards, its second lowest total of the season. But quarterback Sam Darnold caught fire in the fourth quarter, and he threw the first go-ahead touchdown pass in the final 2 minutes of the game in his career. All told, the Vikings scored 17 points in the final 16 minutes, 17 seconds of the game. Describe the game in 2 words. Stepped up. Most surprising performance: running back Aaron Jones fumbled twice, losing one, and also dropped a short touchdown pass in the fourth quarter before catching the go-ahead score with 1 minute, 13 seconds remaining. Usually reliable Jones has now tied his career record for most fumbles. Oh no. Cardinals. What cost the Cardinals Sunday after giving up a 13-point lead? Sunday would have been a proverbial walk in the park for the Cardinals had they been able to score a touchdown on any of their 3 trips to the red zone in the first half. Arizona kicked field goals from the 13-yard line twice and from the 6-yard line once. Its 3-point halftime lead could have been 7 or 14 had it converted one of those 2 trips into touchdowns. Yeah, there's been a lot of field goal kicking this season for a lot of teams. I feel like these kickers are saving games. Early prediction for the week. Wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. will parlay his 60-yard, 1-touchdown afternoon this Sunday into his third 100-yard game of the season. That's their prediction. Okay. Most surprising performance, tight end Trey McBride. He caught all 12 of his targets for 96 yards, tying his third best game of the season. Colts. What does Coach Shane, I don't know, that's German pronunciation or the American, so we'll go with Stitchen. 2-point decision say about the season? I'm going to say this wrong, so I won't say it. The coach, decision to go for 2 points following what could have been a game-tying extra point, suggests he knows the Colts have no margin for error as they chase a postseason berth. Indianapolis entered the game with a 25% shot at making the playoffs, per ESPN analytics, and risking a loss in overtime with a defense that had been a traffic cone all day. A traffic cone. Could have been risky. The coach is an aggressive coach, but this may have been his most aggressive call he has made in 2 seasons. The Colts' playoff hopes improved to 31% with the win. Their next game is at Broncos on December 15th, the day before my birthday. What we learned about the quarterback today: Anthony Richardson has shown in 2 of his past 3 games that he can show up big in the fourth quarter. He has now led game-winning drives against the Jets and the Patriots. And in both of those games, his powerful running was a factor. A game-winning touchdown run against New York and a 2-point conversion run against New England. Patriots. Did the Patriots squander their best chance to win a game for the rest of the season? Are they doing bad this year? I guess so. This is a heartbreaking result for the Patriots, who had a chance to match last season's win total and instead couldn't stop the Colts on a 19-play drive that resulted in a game-winning touchdown and 2-point conversion with 12 seconds remaining. Now they go into their bye before road games against the Cardinals and the Bills. Then they have home games against the Chargers and the Bills. So yes, this was absolutely their most winnable game the rest of the way. Eye-popping stat: Drake May's 41-yard run in the first quarter is the second longest by a Patriot quarterback over the past 25 seasons, trailing only Cam Newton's 49-yard run against the Jets in Week 17 of 2021. He reached a speed of 19.4 miles per hour. Wow. Per NFL Next Gen Stats, which is his second fastest scramble this season. Next game at the Cardinals. Wait a minute. Oh, Chargers, LA Chargers. Okay. Should the Chargers be concerned about their offensive line? Entering Sunday, Atlanta's 10 sacks were 7 fewer than the next closest team, the Panthers. But against the Chargers, the Falcons dominated the Chargers' offensive line, sacking quarterback Justin Herbert 5 times, the second most sacks he's taken in a game this season. Herbert has been sacked 9 times over the past 2 games, which is a point of concern for Los Angeles as it tries to make a push in the AFC playoffs. Biggest hole in the game plan: rushing offense. Most surprising performance: cornerback Tarheeb Still, the 5th-round rookie, finished with 2 interceptions, including one he returned for a 61-yard touchdown. Whoa. Next game at the Chiefs. Printer ink is dying. I actually went in and shook it, so it'll give me another week's worth of print. Falcons. Can quarterback Kirk Cousins rebound from 3 straight poor performances to lead the Falcons to the playoffs? Atlanta went into its bye worried about a defense that gave up 38 points to the Broncos in Week 11. Now the big concern is at quarterback. Cousins had 4 interceptions Sunday, his most in 10 years, and has not thrown a touchdown pass since Week 9, maybe. The NFC South title that once seemed like a lock could slip away. Cousins and the Falcons coaching staff need to figure out what's going wrong before it's too late. Most surprising performance: the Falcons' pass rush, the worst in the NFL, came to play Sunday. Atlanta had 5 sacks, its most since Week 16 of 2023. It came into the game with a league worst, I think it says 19 sacks, and had a combined 5 in their past 6 games. Oh my. Okay, their next game is against the Vikings. Kansas City. Now this one, I don't know if I can read it. We'll try. Should the Chiefs be concerned about their inability to finish off the Raiders and the Panthers? In a word, yes. It's one thing to have to go deep into the fourth quarter to outlast two of the NFL's worst teams, but the Chiefs had sizable leads on both. They led the Raiders by 13 points late in the third quarter. This after holding a 14-point edge against the Panthers in the first half. This doesn't bode well for the playoffs when the competition gets much tougher. It is funny how sometimes the best team can play the worst team and come close to losing or lose. And it's just like, it just shows how good all these teams are, really. Early prediction for next week. Newly signed DJ Humphries will start at left tackle next week against the Chargers. Wayne Morris, who started against the Raiders, played so poorly. He was benched by rookie Kingsley Suamatea, who began the season at the starting left tackle. I think it says isn't an option. He too was benched earlier this season. Eye-popping stat: Patrick Mahomes' second quarter touchdown pass to Justin Watson had a completion probability of 26.6% according to Next Gen Stats. That's the lowest completion probability on a touchdown pass since 2021. A fourth quarter touchdown to Darrell Williams in Week 10 against the Raiders. Next game, Chargers. I must have come and shaken it up right here. It got stuck. I have a very old printer that I will never get rid of because the ink lasts a very long time. And it's just black and white. I've had other printers hooked up at the same time that were color, and they end up running out of ink. It's such a pain in the butt. And now, if you run out of color ink, even if you still have black ink, it'll say, I won't print, I refuse. So I keep this very old printer and use it really almost exclusively. But it's sitting on the floor because it is technically the secondary printer, which I should give it a higher place. But I work with packing peanuts sometimes, and so I got a packing peanut stuck in it, and I had to spend like 10 minutes trying to get it out without breaking it. Anywho, okay, are the Raiders the worst team in football? Did we already read that? Wait, why did they talk about the Raiders? Oh, not after the scare they threw into the two-time defending Super Bowl champs. Raiders coach Antonio Pierce got tongues wagging when he acknowledged the narrative that the Black Friday game was the best team in football against the worst team in football. And yes, the Raiders, having lost their 8th straight game, are tied with the Giants for the worst record in the NFL. And if you are what your record says you are, well, that should settle the debate, right? Yet few staffs could win with the Raiders' injury-plagued roster and quarterback struggles. Oh, I see. They're saying they had that going on. Las Vegas, heading to Tampa Bay, is playing for more than pride with elite talents in defense. Okay. Describe the game in 2 words. Not enough. The Chiefs were simply too deep and too good for the weary and injured Raiders, who were game but just did not have enough to pull off a second consecutive holiday week upset in Kansas City. Packers. They're playing Lions. Okay, let's see what they say about them because I don't know. Exactly how good are the Packers? We're about to find out when they go to Detroit to face the NFC North leading Lions on Thursday night. But the last time the two teams met, it was a major mismatch, with the Lions jumping out to a 24-3 lead and never really looking back. Even if the Packers can't catch Detroit or the Vikings, they still have to go to Minnesota in Week 17. They look like a dangerous team. This much we know. The NFC North now has 3 teams with at least 9 wins: Detroit, Minnesota, and Green Bay. It's the first division to have 3 9-win teams through Week 13 since the AFC East in 1985. Whoa. Describe the game in 2 words. Jacobs again. A week after Josh Jacobs dominated the 49ers on the ground, the running back showed he can do it as receiver out of the backfield too. While he was held to 43 yards rushing and 19 carries, he caught 4 passes for 74 yards, including a 49-yard catch and run on a dump-off pass that wound up as the longest reception of his career. The Packers might keep riding Jacobs as far as he can take them. What we learned about the QB today. Maybe Jordan Love has fixed his interception issues. It was his 2nd straight game without a pick after throwing at least 1 in his first 8 games of the season. And unlike the previous game against the 49ers when he was nearly picked off several times, this time Love did not put the ball in harm's way. All right, Dolphins. What are the Dolphins' playoff chances? It certainly doesn't... What? I read that. I made up a sentence. What does this loss do to the Dolphins' playoff chances? It certainly doesn't help, but they're not mathematically out of the running just yet. The goal after a 2-6 start should have been to return to .500 record as quickly as possible. Miami could still do so with wins against the New York Jets and the Houston Texans over the next 2 weeks. The Dolphins will likely have to win their final 3 games of the season against the San Francisco 49ers, Cleveland Browns, and Jets, none of whom is playing well. Describe the game in 2 words. Wake up. The Dolphins sleepwalked through the first half and were thoroughly beaten down by the Packers team that came ready to play. Wow. So they play the Jets next. Has the Cowboy defense taken a turn for the better? Dallas Cowboys. After a slow start in Mike Zimmer's first year as defensive coordinator, the unit has put together some of its best work recently. The Giants are not exactly the best of measuring sticks, starting their 3rd quarterback of the year, Drew Lock, on Thursday. But there are positive signs. The Cowboys had 2 more takeaways, including a pick-6 by DeMarvion Overshown. After New York gained 70 yards on its first drive, it got just 33 yards on its next 21 plays in the first half. The true test for the defense, however, comes December 9th against Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Most surprising performance. It has been trending in this direction recently, but the Cowboys had their first running back go more than 100 yards since week 3 last year, as Rico Dowdle picked up 112 yards, a career high on 22 carries. Next game versus the Bengals. Giants, New York. How hot is the seat getting for Brian Daboll? Okay, I wasn't sure if I was having a dyslexia and if that was a D. I don't get it 3 times. After 7 straight losses and a 2nd straight blowout. How hot is the seat? Okay, scorching. It says scorching. It doesn't matter if owner John Mara gave him a vote of confidence last month. The Giants haven't won since. And they aren't just losing 7 straight now. They're getting embarrassed. This time on national TV. DeBall is running out of excuses. It's no longer Daniel Jones's fault. The results were similar or worse with Tommy DeVito and then with Drew Lock in this one. DeBall and the Giants are 8-21 since the start of last season. Oh boy. What we learned about the quarterback today, it's not Lock's fault. He made some mistakes, but he also never really stood a chance. Lock took 13 quarterback hits and 6 sacks while throwing for 172 yards with an interception and a fumble to go along with 57 rush yards and a touchdown on the ground. The results with Lock looked similar to those with Jones and DeVito. The Giants' problems go well beyond just the quarterback. The Lions. Will the Lions target tight end Sam Laporta? I read that wrong. Will the Lions target tight end Sam Laporta more going forward? It depends on the matchup situation. With so many offensive weapons in Detroit, it's almost pick your poison. Laporta didn't reach his second receiving touchdown this week until Week 8 versus the Tennessee Titans. However, he connected with Goff for 2 touchdowns versus the Bears. Laporta has 15 receiving touchdowns over the past 2 seasons. That's the most by any tight end over that span. Most surprising performance, the Lions' running game. Thursday was the first time this season Detroit failed to score a rushing touchdown. The Lions had scored 1 in 25 straight games, including the playoffs, which is the longest streak in NFL history. Early predictions for next week. Lions kicker Jake Bates won't miss a field goal. Against the Bears, Bates missed a 45-yarder in the fourth quarter. The Lions had been the only team in the NFL to not miss a field goal this season, as Bates was 19 for 19 to start his career, including game winners at Week 7 in Minnesota and Week 10 at Houston. Can Bears coach Matt Eberflus survive this loss? Is he the one that got fired? I know one of them. It was when my kids were here. And they were like, the next morning after the game, they go, oh, they fired that coach. I was like, oh. Eberflus defended the Bears' disastrous clock management that led to their 6th straight loss and solidified his 5-19 record in 1-score games, which is the worst by any coach with at least 20 such games in NFL history. Whether it's a tip-tail Mary blocked game-winning field goal attempt, losing on a field goal in overtime, or letting a timeout go to waste in Detroit, the Bears continue to find confounding ways to get beaten. Late-game decisions continue to squander quarterback Caleb Williams' efforts to put his team in position to win, which ultimately falls on the head coach. Note, here we go, Eberflus was fired Friday with offensive coordinator Thomas Brown elevated to interim head coach. Describe the game in 2 words: furious comeback. The Bears turned a first-half shutout and 16-point deficit into a 3-point game that they were in position to tie or win outright in the final 36 seconds. Williams led the Bears on 3 touchdown drives in the second half as the Chicago defense held the Lions to 1 touchdown after allowing nearly 6 yards per play in the first half. What is this? Oh my. Some kind of fake headlines. That's all I got, guys. All right.